Are you an amateur artist or are you a professional artist? Whomever you might be, everybody from A to Z, they get very troubled while drawing the straight line tattoo. Yes, if you are amateur artist, then there will be trouble drawing a straight line tattoo or skin everywhere. But if it's the professional artist specifically, then they do it on a chest, abs or side ribs or any other little critical positions like a side inner biceps. So those places professional artists struggles to draw the straight line artwork. So in this video I am going to break down how to improve your line artwork and create your tattoo more prominently and become a pro artist. So I am the founder of Machu Tattoos. Machu Tattoo School, we are providing now the weekend classes as well as the weekdays classes, and we are developing online courses, and I will attach our online courses link in our description, and I will attach our contact number also in the description. So let's get into the topic without wasting the time. So many of the times we used to wonder, right? So how to improve your line art tattoo? So people take the paper, drawing on the paper, drawing on the walls. I'm doing a great tattoo, right? But when I'm drawing on the skin, I couldn't be able to make a straight line art. What is the reason behind it? First of all, you need to understand the difference between drawing on the paper or wall or canvas or any other medium and the difference of skin. Yes, correct? The pigments which you are going to use, the thing which you are going to use, pencil is not going to move. Pen tip is not going to move. If you are a painting artist, your tip is not going to move. But if you are a tattoo artist, your tip is going to move. Because it's going to be the needle cartridge. It's going to move. By moving it, you need to make a straight line. That is the most challenging part. So, the first important tips which you need to remember is freeze your wrist. So it's the most basic thing when it comes to draw the straight line tattoo. What is meant to be freezing the wrist? So this is called as the wrist, right? So when you draw the straight lines, you should not move your wrist. If you are functioning with your wrist, you cannot proceed more than this. You will get controlled and you cannot get the straight lines. But at the same time, you are unfreezing the wrist and you are just holding it, you are not at all moving at all, then you can be able to make straight horizontal lines as well as the straight vertical lines. It will give you a much more better output when it comes to the line art. So keep practicing yourself not moving the wrist. If you are not moving the wrist, the pain level of doing a tattoo, for example, if you are doing a tattoo for next to 4 hours or 5 hours, even might be the half sleeve if you are doing it, you can take the chances of the geometrical designs or model art designs. It will be the pain in the ass. You need to draw the whole day the straight lines, right? In that situation, if you keep move your wrist, then your wrist will start to pain because this is the small joint. If you move your thumb finger also, this will start to pain because it's a small joint. And at the same time, if you move your elbow or if you move your shoulder bones, then you will not get the pain. That's the most beauty about this first important point. So whenever you draw the straight line, don't move your wrist or don't move your thumb bone. Instead of it, you can move your elbow or you can move your shoulder bone. When you do that, you will not get much more pain as well as you will get the flawless, super horizontal line as well as the vertical line. So let's come to the second important point, that is, don't overdo it. Yes. So main important thing whenever we draw the lion art tattoo, what we basically do is we draw the, for example, this is the skin, okay, and this is your machine. You're putting a needle in it, right? Understood? Now what you do is your needle in it and you are moving the needle through the skin. So what happens is, if your depth, this depth is not proper, then there are chances you will be get the blood lines. So this blood lines will be keeps varying. So your line, how it will look, it will look more patch. instead of proper straight line, it will look like a patch like this. Okay? So what we think is, okay, somehow I made a mistake, I'm going to redo it. So again, we'll be do with the same depth and doing it again and again. So how long, how much ever time you do with the same depth, you are not going to get the proper line, you will get the patch lines only. Understood? Got it right? You are following me, right? So always what you need to do is, remember it, whenever you draw the straight line, go to the proper depth, okay, and try to do the single line, not multiple times. If you are a good artist and if you are a professional artist who knows to do the artwork, then on a single attempt of lining work, you should get the proper finishing line. You should not redo it again 2-3 times. What happens if you are not going proper depth, or another scenario, worst case scenario, you are going more depth than the actual depth of which we required it, then that's the much more worst part we should need to remember. That's because your skin will start to get damaged. Because of your skin will start to get damaged, you will be tend to damage the skin more. Got the point? So always remember, when lines are not coming properly, okay, if the lines have a lot of patches in it, that does not meant to be by you are not doing it properly, you are not doing it on the correct depth. That's the reason behind it. So always go into the correct depth and do a single line. Don't overdo it at all. Okay. So the third important points which we need to remember is ink flow. So I was talking about the depth to draw the straight line. Okay. Now ink flow. Okay. Now we are not drawing the thing on brush or pencil or ballpoint pens. Okay. We are drawing it with the needles. So needle main concept is, so for example, this will be the tip, right? And the tip hole will be something like this, right? So here will be the needle and the airflow. Okay? So when we take a ink, the ink will start to go inside and it will be deposited over here. Okay? That's the reason why when we release the needles, the ink will start to flow. It will start to follow much more fluently. Okay. So, for example, you are doing the straight line tattoo. Especially when you draw the geometric or mandala, you need to draw lot of straight lines in the much more longer run. Okay. When you do in that way, there are lot of chances your ink flow will get stopped. At the time when your ink flow gets stopped, what's the problem happens? The main problem happens here is when your ink flow gets stopped, the needle, the rough needle, ink will not come, only the rough needle will go and prick into the skin. Because of rough needle pricking into the skin, you will be getting more damage. So this is the worst thing ever. Okay? So many of the times when we draw that, it becomes almost like a blood line instead of a black line, and we used to think that I have not done properly, so do it once again. Okay, so always keep in remember the depth is correct and whether ink is flowing or not. If your ink is not flowing, you cannot be able to make a straight proper line. So make sure you are dipping the ink at least 3 times. If you want to know what is the proper way to take the ink from the needle, you just comment us below. I'm happy to make a separate video for that, and I hope guys you will be loving it. Okay? And we have a separate online courses regarding this ink flows and how it's observing. On a practical way, we are teaching it in the practice scheme. If you guys want to check it out, please check it out. We have attached in our description the link. You can go through and check it out, please. So the fourth important point is see near, not long. Yes. What I mean by see near, not long. Can you guess it? Are you guys guessing it? Yes. If you guys guessing it, then that is correct. So for example, you are drawing one huge geometrical pattern. Okay. which has a different lines in it, okay, arrows in it, and then the triangles in it, okay. So when you want to draw this basic one, see near, okay. You just see the next point. Don't see the far away points. Okay, you got me? It's not philosophical. It's more like psychological. Because when you start to see the long points, you cannot be able to draw the straight lines. Okay, especially on hands or on the body places where it's little curved, you will be tend to think you are already doing the wrong lines. But you believe in your stencil. You keep your stencil perfectly on the body skin. By sitting motions or when they lay down on the bed, their body motions will be get different or their hand motions will be get different. Due to those different perceptions, when you start draw the lines, you might think that your line is not proper, it's not on the straight way. But please hope on your stencil. Don't go on your conscious mind, what it's saying. Okay, so whenever you draw the straight line, see the next patch, see the next one, immediate next one, and draw the straight proper line. Don't see the far away one. There are a lot of chances you will be tend to get mistakes when you see the far away line. So see the next one and draw the proper line with the proper depth and the ink flow. When you will be doing this, trusting the stencil and go ahead with the process, there are a lot of chances you will be make the exact straight line. So the fifth most important thing is machine speed. Yes, you need to have a clear idea about what needle you are using. I have done another video regarding this needle configuration. If you guys have not watched it, I will attach the link over here. Please check that video. I have talked about the needle configuration, what's the nature of the needles and all the things. Please check that once. So you need to understand the needle, whether it's a sharp tape or a long taper, or whether it's a buck pin or whether it's a standard pin. You need to understand that. Then accordingly you need to adjust or tune your machine speed also. Okay, it's not about some predefined machine speed where you can do the lining works or you can do the filling works or you can do the shading works. It's not about that. It's all about the depth of the needle as well as the person's skin nature also. So keep remember that whenever you're going with the machine speed, as I explained to you earlier, our tip is not standard or our tip is not stable. Our tip is vibrating and it's jumping, right? So keep that in mind when you are drawing the straight lines. Okay. Number of paired dots are together creating the straight lines. Whenever it comes to the tattoos, for example, you are moving a hand very faster, then you will tend to make a lot of dots. At the same time, if you are moving your hands much more slower, then you will be tend to make an exact right smooth line. So always remember, with the machine speed, it's proportionate to your hand speed. Okay? If machine speed is high, your hand speed should be low. If your machine speed is low, your hand speed can be high. So in that way, you can achieve the exact straight smooth lines. So whenever you are doing the straight line, keep consistently move your pin. Don't adjust the tip always. When you adjust the tip more often, there are chances you will not get that focus of the depth. So keep move your hand with the same depth on the particular proportion, so you will get the exact same line. So keep remember, when you do the tattoo, lots of dots together, it's creating a line. So always create a proper line by keeping this in mind. So now the summary is 5 important points which we need to remember is always freeze your wrist when you do the straight line tattoo. And the second important thing is don't overdo it. If you are overdoing it, then you are doing mistakes in the depth. So adjust the depth. Try to make a line on a single stroke. Don't overdo it. And the third important thing is ink flow. Always keep in mind whether the ink is flowing or not. Never rub the needle with the practical skin. And then the fourth important thing is always keeps this in. Remember that always see the nearby lines, not the far away lines. This is psychologically will give more impact when you do the straight line tattoos. And the fifth one, not least, machine speed. Machine speed is always proportionate to your hand speed. So lots of dots are going to create the line work. So move your hands much more slower, so you'll get the more darker and vibrant lines. So these are all the key important points you need to remember when it comes to drawing the straight line tattoo. I hope you'll all like this video, and just try implementing all these practical tips and comment me how improvement your work will be, because all of these hard works which I am doing it now, taking a video, editing it and uploading it, it's for all guys to give some tips about it. So if you comment it about this, all the feedback, then that will be really makes me happy. So I'll be expecting your comment, guys. And if you like this video, please do like it. And if you have not subscribed our channel, do subscribe it. We are going to make a lot of videos regarding this fashion industry, and you will be guys loving it. As I mentioned earlier, we have a tattoo school which is India's first government recognized tattoo school called Machu Tattoo School, and we are offering both online classes as well as offline classes. On offline classes, we have weekend classes as well as the weekdays classes also for the working professionals. So if you are a person looking interested and if you would like to continue learning from me, then do contact me. Our team will be help you out to book an appointment. And if you want to continue the online, you can go ahead. I will be attached our online course link in the descriptions. You can go through that once. I think you guys will be like the video. Have a great week and we are ahead. I'm Suresh Machu signing off. Don't die cute.